what has been your COVID experience since COVID landed or since COVID was declared COVID?
At first, we didn't really have that information, most information in terms of what really causes COVID, what we're supposed to be doing. We were blank. And as it started, most Africans weren't actually affected. So there's a lot of this misinformation going around talking about Africans can't actually catch COVID.
At that point in time, because COVID had not really been here for long, there wasn't a lot of information. And I feel also the government was not active in giving out information around the disease and how to protect yourself and what you're supposed to do if you contract it.
So when the first vaccines actually did arrive here, I was hearing about these vaccines arriving, but I wasn't in the networks that were getting them. So everyone I was hearing about were like, oh yeah, we got vaccinated. I was like, where did you get vaccinated? Like, why didn't I know? And I realized like most Kenyans had no access to this information.
Most people didn't really know where to get this information. So we started like a database of fact checks on COVID-19. So where everyone can actually look into and see any kind of misinformation that is going on. So this would help actually for you not to repeat the fact check.
Then most NGOs were feeding families, and so they were getting food in bulk and then now giving families. So I was like, if we were to get some funding, we'll do it differently. Like we will sit down with each and every family, find out what they usually eat. And so we didn't have funding. But then again, now a friend of ours on Facebook started a 10 Bob campaign. And so that's how we got our funding.
I'll go to Richard. And as someone who contracted COVID, how was it like?
Headaches from here to Timbuktu, as in fevers, it was just bad. And it was prolonged because you were sick for like over a week. As in like, you start getting better towards the end of the second week. So it was a bad experience. I remember at that point in time, people were really talking about the different medication that you can take once you contract it, and some of that medication was actually bad for you. Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of information out there around that, which I feel if at all people had it, things would have been different.
These trainings have actually helped. We've seen a reduced number of, you remember there were a lot of headlines on blogs and all that. People are just talking about, the headline makes you think someone is going to die, or someone is using a photo that is not even related to COVID.
How bad is the information around this particular virus, considering actually the previous, variant? There was so much that was said about, even until now, even as coming back to even the vaccination process itself. Even until now, some of us have relatives who are not willing to actually take the vaccine because of the misinformation that is going around. Is this enough to convince them to actually now get the vaccines and all that?
And we need to work on complacency. We need to tell people, don't be scared, but just go and get vaccinated. When enough of their circle are vaccinated, other people will go.
There's been an increased discussion around the new variant where they say mild. And you said it's not mild. Based on how it's spreading, is there a way we can get the right words to use?
Tell people before sharing something, confirm the origin. Check the website. Most websites are out here mimicking other websites. You'll get a lot of WHO websites which are not actually.
I just like to urge people just to take care, mask, sanitize, do everything that you're supposed to do so that you don't get it. It may be mild to someone else, but it may be something else to you.
When in doubt, check it out. So when you're reading something and you're in doubt about whatever it's talking about, please check it out.
The highlight was when everyone rounded up to, you can always fact check, and now there are more resources to check before taking in as the gospel truth.
The public actually are looking for simple information like where do we get the vaccine, where do we get the more information, whether it's online or on the radio.
I think we also need to be careful not to focus too much on the people spreading rumors. Like, we can spend a lot of time trying to convince somebody who's already convinced that vaccines don't work, but actually we could be spending that time talking to 100, 200 people who need to get vaccinated.